What's up, guys?
What up, people?
In our previous video, we installed exterior lights on all four corners of our off-grid powerhouse and added shelves inside the shipping container to organize it for everyday use.
This week, we're cutting major travel expenses, y'all. We're installing and wiring an EV outlet and adding a 30 amp breaker in our sub panel to make it possible. We also had a little bit of time to get the installation installed for the powerhouse. So as always, we appreciate y'all rocking with us. We finna get busy.
Let's do it.
All right, y'all. Them ducks flying like crazy. It's a cold one, y'all, but we out here. This is a couple of days after the freeze. The plan today is to get a 30 amp receptacle connected so I could use my mobile connector and plug my car up while I'm out here, because I'm tired of going to Buc-ee's and charging because of my long days out here. Plus, it's really important that I start figuring out now how to kill those extra costs, because man, those expenses, they add up. Whew. You know one of the next things is gonna be to get this ladder out of my way, is to build my little deck. It's coming. All right, let's close that up. All right, y'all, I turned all my breakers off except for my switches, my lights. So I'm gonna turn these back on the side so that my little heater can kick on. The 30 amp breaker is going to be installed here, and we're going to go out through that wall, but I'm gonna need to cut power to be able to work on this whole sub panel. So what I'm gonna do, I don't want to cut heat because it's cold in here, y'all. So I think what I'm gonna do is, give me a minute. That old box that y'all saw in another video, let me go run and get that real quick. Do y'all remember this thing? I used it to kind of sort of test all of this out once before. But anyway, since then, it's just been sitting over there in a box. I'm going to take this 20 amp breaker and I'm going to put it probably in that bottom slot and run this off of that 20 amp. And then I can kill power to the sub panel, but still have power in my powerhouse, which is crazy that I didn't even think about not having power while I'm working on it, because everything's running off the sub panel. So we're going to be working out of this one, and technically what I just did to get this one together was so that I can plug my heater up and still have it rolling while I work on here on this power. And to be honest with y'all, it's warm. That's why I came out my sweater. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off, which supplies power to my lights and my plug down there. And let me take this off, and I'm gonna figure out where I'm gonna put this EV charger. I guess first, actually, that's what I should do, is figure out the length of the conduit. I'm thinking about coming out there. I'll cut the extra because it'll go through this half or quarter inch OSB, and then I will put a piece of siding out there for it to also go through so that we can get this done. All right, it's time to go through the wall. It ain't nothing else I have to do. I'm scared. That poked through nicely. Guess I could have took my time with it. Went too damn fast, but all right, it's through. And I might be able to just push it through here. Yes, I can. So from there, it's gonna go through here, which is about a quarter, half inch too high, but that's okay. So all I did was knocked it in from that side, and then y'all could see this little piece. We're gonna wiggle her. It's hard to do this and hold the camera at the same time. Wiggle her out and get her straight. Alright. We about to go outside and figure out how long the piece actually needs to be with this LB on it out there, and a piece of actual siding to let us know where it needs to go. Man, I don't think y'all can see that, but ooh, it's cold. But when we in there, our level ground ain't so high, but on the outside, that thing is way up high, y'all. So of course we're not gonna try to plug in anything from way up that high. So you can see that's why. So that's where the flex conduit and the LB comes at, where we can come through the wall and then down to a decent spot on the outside. Let's get this first one in. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give myself about 1 inch. So just if I have to cut some off, that's okay. Got them. All right, so now we have this one, even though it's a little longer. I'm putting these on kind of light because when the screw down happens, they'll get a little tighter. But now I can push that through. I explained this, hopefully I'm not explaining it again, but we took the pressure fittings with the washers on them, and I think y'all saw that, right? And we screwed it in to the top of my external box, because that'll be what's on the wall outside. And then we took the other one and went ahead and screwed it in to the LB. So that side is on the LB, that'll sit on the outside, that'll be connected to this schedule 40 that runs directly into the box. We about to go take these outside along with this flexible conduit so I can cut this and get the length that I need, and then we can start figuring out the length of the wire. So all I did was put the tightener down on my conduit and put my conduit in there, make sure it's kind of seated real nice up against that part of the LB. Unscrew, because if I don't have enough wire, I'll cut this and pull this box up a little higher. All right, I'm feeling comfortable. Let's go back in, figure out the wire size to this, and then we'll be good to go. We can get this put into this, and that's just gonna screw right in there, y'all. There that one is. And then we will run it up through the LB. We can tighten that LB down. Remember, don't have to go crazy. It's a washer on there. And then from there, we push through. And this end will end up going into the breaker box. All right, y'all, so that wire will come in here. It's just hanging out there for now, but that wire will come in here and it will go down here and it'll end up on that ground bar. So I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna chop that, and that'll be my length for all of the wires that run in there, all 4 of them. So yeah, let me get this done. Ooh, that thing is right to the end of there, y'all. That's like 7, 8 inches. Man, that is not that serious. What if I just cut a piece of this off though and don't even trip on that? Let me go see what that's gonna look like. All right, y'all. So made an executive decision to chop it down. All right, so let me get these wires taped up so I know what each one is before I start running anything through the box on a permanent basis. All right, so if you could see in there, it'd be cool if you can. I'm not sure, but you can see how all the wires went out of the LB service part of the LB, which is why this part comes off, but went through there, out, and then now it gave it a little space and room to go in through this way, because typically these are already installed and that LB is what they need to be able to run the wire through, and depending on how heavy the gauge is of the wire, make it work out. I'm gonna get up out of here and I'm gonna see you in a little bit. I'm going to get these plants back out here because honestly, I think we killed them, but we'll see. We put them in for the freeze. Knowing that they might not make it, but we're gonna put them back out, let them get some sun. Even though it's 30 degrees, it's sunny, and we in Texas, so all next week we're gonna be in the 40s plus, which pretty much means 60s. It ain't gonna hook the other one. Last time I just did it one by one, so that'll work. That was all that needed to be done. Now we need to go focus over there. It's time for her to get out this car and get busy. All right, so these are the rest of the... I swear it ain't that cold in here. That little heater, man. So I have it running through here. Okay. Because I need to take that.
That's new.
Oh yeah. You ain't seen a couple of things, huh? So y'all know why this is plugged in, she don't, but this is the dedicated power to the inverter and the powerhouse, and then because that runs out of the load box, and then since I'm working on the sub panel and had to cut power to it and everything else was connected to the sub panel, I needed power outside of that. So this 20 amp.
Oh, that's what you were talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. We bought that one. So I just ran a 20 amp to those 4 receptacles. So now I'm able to cut off power to this sub panel and work on it. But we still have power in here. Should I bring our other ladder and just leave it here? All right, folks. So I'm about to go outside and push this through, and I'm gonna kind of be working on this in the background while she's working on that. And guess who needs a ladder to do it?
Guess what? You can have it in just a minute.
So while she's working on that, I'm gonna work on getting my outlet wired into my box. See how fast I could get that done. Haha. All right, y'all, check it out. I'm all wired in. That's what the outside receptacle is gonna look like. And in a minute, when she gets done doing this, I'm gonna yank the ladder real quick and take this and push it through the hole so that I could start working on the breaker box. And then I'll show y'all that, since I didn't show y'all putting this together. But man, it's pretty simple. There's a ground, a neutral, and 2 hots. And then I'll show y'all over in the sub panel where that goes, just like in the last video. So if you hadn't seen the last video, go check that out. It'll show you pretty much me doing this same old, it's like a boring task, but to me, I keep learning every time I do it. And the difference is the wire gauge and the type of wire that I'm working with. I'm gonna go outside and knock this out.
I'm ready.
1.
Oh no. Only 1?
Yeah, only 1. 2.
2. 3.
3.
Uh-oh. 3. I lost the red one. 4. It's just 4, right?
Yeah. All right, so got them through there.
Take me through there. Take me through there.
And now we'll one at a time these bad boys. And then we're gonna take our washer, put them down over all of them. Man, these are long. I'm gonna have to retape these ends.
It's quiet.
As soon as it gets tight, you just start hitting it a little bit at a time, and there we go. All right, we in there. Hot 1, hot 2 on the double pole 30 amp breaker, neutral, ground. All right, here we go. That fits around there. I see the hole through there. Not too bad. Ugly right now for sure, but not too bad. And yeah, like I said before, y'all, it's external, so that if anything, if I need to move it, switch it to the other side, take it off of the powerhouse altogether, I'll only be left with a little hole that I can patch on my siding and not have to worry about it. I'm finna plug something in, y'all. All right, so I'm about to turn power on to this box. The whole box. Hopefully there's no crazy sparks or nothing like that, so I can show y'all. Power on. Let's see what we get. Oh, oh. In order to get that in there, it's running into the metal right there. So I think I'm about to notch that thing. God dog it. And it can't go in, it can't bend. It ain't that kind of party. Cool. Alright. Will it work? And it does show that the Tesla is lighting up green. So I don't know if y'all can see that. But man, okay. That's a good sign. Alright, plug that thing in. Okay. Got a little power. And we plugged in, and what we waiting on, y'all, just for that thing to turn green. And it did. And look, we're gonna go over here.
And he did.
And show y'all inside.
2 hours remaining.
So yeah, baby. I hope y'all were able to see that. This is dope. This is dope, y'all. Like, man, this is so important. Y'all don't even look, there she is in there, excited. Y'all, sometimes when we come up here, we got a lot of other stuff we got to do. We can charge at home, but we move around so we don't get home. So sometimes we got to hit that charging station, which is why we at Buc-ee's a lot of the time. But now, first off, we don't have to charge anymore. It usually takes us like $5 to $10 to charge all the way up, and we're good to go when we come out here. No more of that. I know it's a small expense, but so what? It's an expense. And we're only running 2 hump sync batteries right now, so it's probably killing them batteries pulling out, and y'all can hear the fan rolling because that's not that much kilowatt hours for a car so big. But man, basically our trips out here now are free. I can close this. That's a hot box, so I'm not gonna mess with anything in there right now. We're gonna finish the rest of this up because we're here, and we're gonna knock that out while the car charges with the insulation in here, and then we're gonna get up out of here. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the video, baby.